Say where's Dashi? I'll be back with Dashi on Saturday, so I'll just be out here for a couple days. I am feeling a bit more awake than I was yesterday. I had to delete that video yesterday because I was literally falling asleep. I would like zone out like, oh, sorry guys, don't know what I said the last 30 seconds. Apologies about that. I'm feeling a bit more awake today. So let's go over the news. Omi over the last 24 hours is doing fairly well. We were up to over 0.00104. It's about the support. So when going over TA, the last support line where we were tends to be our next resistance. That last support was at 0.00104 or around there, and that seems to be where we kind of went today before, and that's our next point of resistance. It went back down. But so we're down about 0.4 over on the day, which is not as bad as Bitcoin and Ethereum. We did outperform them, that were down 1.6 and 1.4% today. And then we did outperform the markets, which were down 0.45, 0.37, and 0.2 respectively. So shout out to Omi for outperforming everything. And this does come off the heels of us having a $1.2 million trading volume day, so huzzah to that. I did have a couple of whales, one of which they bought, there was two of them, they bought 100 million Omi each, like 2 days ago or yesterday, whenever that was. So that wasn't today's volume. That was either yesterday or a couple days ago. Anywho, some of the news. We'll start with last night, where we had it was in a space that was involving. I don't know where it went, but the space is. Yeah, so Silicon Secure was hosting the space with Vivi Magic and Mr. MC1. You had Queen Veve, Lori Brenner, you had My Collectibles on there, and on that, there was somebody, we don't know who, somebody was that knew an Imagineer over at Disney, had mentioned that Omi was a blue chip, and I asked Silicon Secure about it, and the person just said, yeah, it was someone that knew an Imagineer. I don't think anyone really knew who it was. Somebody said Tesla is dead. That's ridiculous. But so that was looking fairly well. That in conjunction today, where we saw Rhys, he was on Captain Vivi's, was that Vivi Meister's channel? Let me take a look, see. I don't want to get this wrong. I don't want to spread misinformation or spread FUD. We'll talk about that in a minute. Vivi Meister? No, not Vape Meister. Vivi Meister? Was that his channel? Oh god, no, it wasn't. Oh, whose channel was Rhys on? All right, give me a second and I'll find it for you. Because I don't have it linked down below, but I'll let you guys know where it is. Well, he was on metamona.eth. They did an interview as well, so Rhys had a very packed schedule the last couple of days. Yeah, that. I'm sorry, it was Captain Veve. So Captain Veve, it was a live AMA with Rhys. It was about 9 hours ago, and what Rhys had mentioned there, he had mentioned that he would not be surprised. He's not saying this will happen or it's likely to happen. He's just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if half of the circulating supply for Omi, would be burned in the next 5 to 10 years. So that is a lot to break down. When you have Omi, which has about a 311 billion in circulating supply. So let's lower it down to 310, right? 310 billion. And he says half of that would be burned in 5 to 10 years. It said it can happen. He's not saying it will, like 100%. That's 100. Half of that is 155 billion Omi. So let's be conservative, right? So in the 5 to 10 year scale, let's say it takes up to 10 years. Let's say it takes the full decade, right? In the same way that in Dragon Ball Z, if you spend however many hours you spend in the hyperbolic time chamber is X amount of time outside. Some people spend 8 hours, some people spend 12, some people spend the full day. Let's go with the full decade here, right? And this full decade, even if we don't get to what Rhys was talking about, even if we only get to 72% of what Rhys was talking about. So Rhys potentially said that 155 billion could be burnt in the next 5 years. He said 5 to 10, but he said 5. Let's double it and say that it takes 10 years and we only burn 72% of what Rhys said. Thank you so much, Wraithax, for the super chat. What a fantastic start of the month. Veve, Earth 2, and ENS domains for the win. keep the faith and buy the dip. Raythex, are you buying any more jewels? Jewel price has been going up. I feel like now might be the time for the future. I think I've sold one jewel, and I've bought hundreds. Anyway, the 72% of what Rhys said of 155, you're looking at about 111, right? So if we have 310 billion right now in circulating supply, and we burn 111 billion, which is 72% of what Rhys had said, that leaves us with 199-ish billion. And why that number is important is because for Omi to get to $1, you do not need to have, you know, $1 trillion market cap. So right now, if Omi to get to $1, you'd need a $311 billion market cap. And if it were to reach $5, you need a $1.5 trillion market cap, $1.55 trillion market cap for Omi if we were trying to get $5 right now. But if we're under 200 billion, then we only need a $200 billion market cap in order for Omi to get that. Now, he also said 5 to 10 years. Jason Lawrence says, let's get this bread, Sprite and whiskey. I love this game. I have your shirt. It is not with me on this little trip that I'm on, but I do have it. I wore it the other day. So let's take a look at that math. If we look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the top 10, Rhys also said later in that interview that Omi should probably be a top 20 coin in the next bull run. So top 20 coin in the next bull run. If you're thinking that each of the, let's say the top 10 is a, you know, they all have, you know, $100 billion market caps and above, you know, this next bull run. Because and again, we're going to have to work to, you know, 10 years from now, but this next bull run was only a few years away. If we're in the top 20 and the top 10 is, you know, $100 billion market caps for each crypto and above, top 20 should be in the tens of billions of dollars. So let's say the height of this next bull market, 2025, let's say we're just at 10 billion. We'll probably be a little higher, not financial advice, but let's say that. You're looking at, if we don't have any burns, that is about a 30 billion would be 10 cents. So you're looking at about 3 cents, give or take. If we have no burns and we're only at a $10 billion market cap, so that is a 3 cent Omi. That is a 100x from right now. I'm sorry, no, 3 cents is a 10. That's a 30x from right now at 3 cents. If we are at a 30-ish billion dollar market cap, then that's 10 cents. That's about 100x from where we are. If we go and we take a look at the next bull run, right? The next bull run, the next Bitcoin halving after this will be 2028. 2029 should be that next bull market. If we take a look at what Cathie Wood said, where, you know, Bitcoin will have a $20 trillion market cap, and Ethereum probably going to flip Bitcoin, $20 trillion market cap. What are the rest of the market caps for the top 10 cryptos going to be? I'm not expecting them to be multiple trillions of dollars, but I'm expecting the top 10 to be half a trillion or even close to a trillion. I mean, if Bitcoin and Ethereum are 20 trillion each, which sounds like a ton, but again, this is 2 bull markets away, then I would, you know, dare I say that a lot of these other cryptos would be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. So let's say Omi is in 2 bull markets from now, where Rhys said the next bull market, we'd probably be in top 20. Let's say we're close to cracking that top 10, and we're at, you know, $100 billion market cap for Omi. If we have 0 burns, which obviously we'll have a bunch, but let's say we have 0 burns, you know, we're at 300-ish billion and $100 billion market cap. You're looking at about 30 cents per token, give or take. Again, back of the napkin math. When we go into the 2030s, again, Rhys said 5 to 10 years from now. So that next Bitcoin halving, 2023, or I'm sorry, 2032. If we are in that top 10, and each one of those top 10s will have $1 trillion market caps for their coins, and we're in that. Well, $1 trillion market cap with only 200 billion Omi, or 199 in the circulating supply, that's a $5 Omi. Like that's insane. Yeah, I mean that could potentially happen somewhere close to 2029. If in 2029 most cryptos in that top 10 have a multiple $100 billion market cap, that's Omi. Omi is very, very possible that gets there. So it's very possible we have multiple dollars by that point. But again, we're saying 10 years out, so that would be the third one. In other news, let's move on here. Brockman Blockchain says, hey, everyone, we captured a bit of correspondence from the Pressurizer staff. He's talking about Feesh's. Probably the best to read what we got out of the bird's mouth that was digging in the trash to make sure you're all up to date. Saying, whoever let those birds in did a real number on the Pressurizer. We spent the last 19 hours taking the machine apart, cleaning gears, oiling, and lubricating the pathways, just to find another feather jammed into one of the components, and then we have to degrease everything and start all over. We have added a couple of extra parts to the machine to block the feathers from breaking the machine, but some are shoddy welds between us. Some of the junk we used come off at any time, feathers or not. Please put up a sign when warning to cover us from a lawsuit. So that has something to do with the Pressurizer. You could use the Pressurizer to try to turn your coal into diamonds. Sometimes the coal turns into dust. You can take your coal and you can redeem it for clams. If you have a shovel that was airdropped much earlier in the Feesh lore, you can use it to try to dig up more coal. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Moving on. There's Ash and Misty. So somebody said that for the Shuri Black Panther airdrop, go over this now, there was 1,063 of them, when there should have only been 910 max, because that's how many were given out. Out of the 1,000 of Namors that there were, the first 40 were kept, and then an additional 50 were kept. So only 910 were given out. So they had 1,063 of them. Where do they all go? Alex had said, I don't have the answer, but I'm looking into it. I think they'd said later that they just made a mistake, I guess, minting, but the appropriate amount was sent out. That being said, you might have a Shuri that is over mint number 1,000. Not that many should have been minted. So if you do have one, maybe some people could see that as like an error. Like on Pokemon cards, there's a blue dot error, there's a red dot error, there's Ninetales no damage error. So if you have a Shuri that is over mint number 1,000, that could be seen as an error and could give it more value in the future. So if you have that, I would say hold on to it for a little while, because that shouldn't have happened, but it did. So, all right, I guess I'll go over this. So McFarlane had a drop today. McFarlane had and it looks interesting. There's it's Spawn. So I'll go over this now, and then we'll move on to other things. Todd McFarlane seems like a very stand-up guy. Todd McFarlane seems like he does not do anything bad or malicious. That being said, it was in a Twitter space this morning where, I don't want to drag anyone's names through the mud, but you'll be able to see that on Twitter, that it was confirmed that at least one, if not multiple, Veve influencers or people that were, had been into Veve were being paid to open up spaces and literally FUD the company and FUD, whatever it was. So that being said, again, I won't drag anyone's names through the mud. Just go on my Twitter, or I'll tell you who some of the heroes of our community are. Silicone Secure and Mr. MC1 were like in that space, fighting the good fight, be like, hey, no, this is BS. This shouldn't happen. None of the people that were on that space, at least one of the pictures that was going around, is not, I don't follow any of them. I blocked 2 of them. One person had, again, I won't say any names of who they are. They won't be on the podcast. So yeah, that's just kind of getting that out there. That being said, we have seen this before. Actually, let me read you a tweet that I had written before, a tweet that I had tweeted. Where is it? Earth 2 stuff. Okay. Back in 2019 and 2020, there were many groups that were created to specifically FUD Elon Musk and Tesla. Now we're seeing much the same with people being paid to FUD Veve and the Omi team. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Veve has no serious competition. This is extremely bullish. Tesla had FUD and reached $1 trillion market cap before the bear market and recession. Where do you think Vivi and Omi will be going this next bull market? Again, I'm not saying it's a 20, they're not going to have $1 trillion market cap this bull market, but at some point they probably will. At least, yeah. So that being said, we do have another little bit of FUD to go over. Brock McBlockchain tweets, my username on Veve is very confusing. It's easy to mix up, so I'm going to post it here just in case someone wanted to double check. That is his Veve username. Well, it says, I'll just say you have, they'll just say you have multiple other accounts, wallets, and Brock McBlockchain says, then they can be wrong. They can be easily wrong for the 4th or 5th time today. Again, not going to drag anyone's name through the mud, but there was somebody that was trying to go after Brock McBlockchain for whatever reason. So I posted a tweet quoting Brock saying, some people's attempted rhodomontade shows how poor their particular lexicon is. Brock has done more for this community than almost anyone else. Anyone that tries to drag his name through the mud should do so at their own peril. Again, I typically don't like going over a lot of this stuff, but this is something that I felt really should be addressed, just because one of the people that goes live every single night. That being said, Earth 2 stuff, I'll just say no, there's a reason why jewels are going up. If you're in Earth 2, utilization of selected jewels with new features will be provided, for example, various boosts when slotted into droids and or mentors. And this is clear indication that Earth 2 is dedicating to adding a new utility to the existing digital items, which are earned and relevant to our metaverse platform. Oh, also, speaking of Tesla, Tesla Semi today drove about 500 miles fully loaded on a single charge. Fully loaded is about 80,000 pounds, so without that, the Tesla Semi probably could have gone about 1,000 miles. Absolutely wild. Some other data from Veve. We have Veve Fox. Shout out to you, Rootless Girl. The monthly Veve market for November 2022. The active wallets for this month were about 31,606, down about 16% month over month. Market trades this month were down as well, 18% to 179. But I'm really enjoying why. So I'll tell you why I'm bullish on the market trades being down, and we'll go from there. The market buyers, there were 17,674, so less people were buying. That was down 17%, and less people were selling as well, and that's also down 17%. The tokens minted were 142,809. So some people, I'll interpret that as some people interpret that as a little bearish, because people are saying, okay, well, David and Dan know that there's less people buying right now because we're in a bear market, recession. Billions of dollars have been lost throughout the whole world economy. Hundreds of billions have been lost throughout the whole world economy. So it makes sense that people are kind of tightening their belts, not spending as much, and that's why they have to limit the amount of tokens. I see this as bullish because they are so in tune with their community, and they're so the communication that you get from the team, bar none, better than anyone, better than any other, not even crypto and NFT project, probably better than any other company that I've seen on the planet. Tesla is maybe like the only other company, just because there's so many YouTubers, so many people tracking everything that they do, that they might be the only other company that is on par or better with communication to their community than Veve. And then again, that's been $1 trillion company, so hats off to them. And the minters was down as well. It was down 21%. But again, if the tokens are down, then the amount of people that's able to mint these tokens are also down, as far as the NFTs goes. But again, the market trades and buyers, why I'm bullish on this is because they're down. The market trades is, I think, because you don't have as many people selling. Sure, you're not going to have maybe as many people buying, but if you look at the top 100 wallets, 91 of the top 100 wallets, the people are the big whales here, the people are constantly spending money, they have a lot of money, they all bought. They all bought. And they didn't just buy like one or two each, they bought 3,500. 9 of them stayed the same, meaning they either didn't buy or sell anything, or they had, sold 2 things to buy 2 things, etc. And then 0 went into the negative as far as selling. So that makes me extraordinarily bullish for that particular data point. Moving on after that, Coinbase Wallet tweeted today that you might have noticed you can't send NFTs on Coinbase Wallet iOS anymore. This is because Apple blocked our last app release until we disabled the feature. Apple's claim is that the gas fees required to send NFTs need to be paid through their in-app purchase system so that they can collect 30% of the gas fee. That's heckin' ridiculous. I hope that what Elon is doing with Tim Cook hopefully helps alleviate this. I don't know why Apple's being so heckin' greedy on this. Like, there's no reason. I get it. Well, we can do it. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Like, that's... How do you expect people to try to make money? And when you go and try to nickel and dime them on every... And it's not like nickel and diming. This is 30% of the NFT purchase, 30% of the gap. Like, what the fudge, Apple? Anyway, moving on. Okay, I'm not really gonna talk about that. Okay. Nope. So Foster Hilt, also bullish on Rhys before. Foster Hilt says, why are you so bullish on Omi? Foster says, in today's AMA, Rhys stated that he believes over half of all Omi will be burnt from the circulating supply in the next 5 to 10 years. By next bull cycle, bull run, Omi could become a top 20 token in the space. What this represents for token price is as follows. Top 20 market cap in 2021 is $10 billion US. Current Omi circulating supply is 274 billion. Okay, so let me... There's 310, 311. Yeah, I'll finish this first, and then I'll go. It says, more money is likely to enter crypto with adoption, but with only 10 billion market cap and 50% of the circulating supply gone, you're looking at 7 cents. From the current price, that is a 72x or 7,200%. Omi went up over 19,000% in 2021. My decision is clear. The number I think he's getting that from is I think he's talking about the business development wallet. That's why he said 274 outside of 310, which is definitely something that Rhys had mentioned prior. He says that most likely a lot of the business development wallet, which has tens of billions of Omi, he said most likely that will not reach the light of day. Okay, why? They are so flush with cash. They don't need to tap into that business development wallet. That business development wallet is meant to either to sell, to get in order to secure licenses, or maybe give to a company to secure a license. They don't need it because Veve is so flush with cash. I wish they would come out, be a public company. We could see everything on there. I wish that would happen so that everyone would know. That would kill FUD in an instant. Anywho, actually, since he wrote that, I'll read my thing. Yeah. A few minutes. Okay. Introduce. Oh no, I read it before. Just saying that Omi has 0 competition. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. So many. Okay. Yep. Okay. Moving on now. Past that. Get it quickly. I didn't want to put this over on Twitter. I'll tell you guys now. I was in the Sam Bankman-Fried space before, where he was on with something Norfall. There was like 14,000 people there. Him in that space, and if you listen to what he said, either suggests or confirms that he committed fraud, and he also doesn't know how to trade. he basically said in that space, oh yeah, I did commit fraud, but I didn't know I was committing fraud. You freaking kidding me? I, there's a bunch of people that are saying, why isn't he in jail? And trust me, that man deserves to have far worse things happen to him than jail. But in this type of case, you need so many things expedited. You need so many things done to get an arrest warrant, to get, like, white collar crime is not like shooting someone. But like, it took OJ like a year and a half to get to trial, or for the trial to end. Like, this is going to take time. So like everyone's saying like, and I get it. Trust me. There's tons of corruption there. There's tons of tomfoolery, and the guy's just being a dumbass. Everything. But that's just going to take time, if it happens at all. And that being said, yeah, anyone who ever invests, like, I never really looked into him before. If I were to go and meet him, like it, if I don't know if this person, Sam Bankman-Fried, acted like this all the time. If I were to meet him or see him like on a space, or like meet him in person and be like, no heckin' way am I investing any money with you. Again, why didn't I invest anything in FTX? What do I do when I invest with people? I watch every single interview that they do, or that they've done, read books, like whatever it is. I look at their trades. I look at what makes them them. But part of what I do is look at every interview they've done and look at their face. I clearly didn't do that with him, because I didn't invest with him. If I were going to consider it, I would have just looked at him and be like, this is dumb. This is stupid. Anywho, so this is not mine, but this is confirmation that if you can get a over 1,000 over 1,000 Shuri Black Panther. Again, that is not mine. Just letting you all know that you can get that. Oh yeah, so the quick update. The Shuri Black Panther drop was overminted. The extra editions are not in circulation. To rectify the error, the extras will be burned. After the burn, there will be 973 total editions, with 833 in circulation. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. So out of the 910, I guess there were only 77 Namors that were in somebody's set that didn't have the full set. And the long trader says, what about people who are airdrop mints that are bigger than 1,000? And Veve says, burn and circulating supply will be reflected in the metadata. Speaking of Veve, David had gone, and so Avant-Garde Interactions is the one that's doing the game of ours. Oh god, what's that called? Tengoku Sensu. The play to earn, play to burn game that we're gonna have for Omi. David Yu had retweeted, looking forward to get some. So shout out to David. And then the Gasto NFT says, I'm in a Lego store and I'm impressed with some of the creations. There's some really cool stuff here. Does anyone collect Legos in the Veve community? And you had David go and tweet, yes, I do. So that's out of that. Sleeping Comics says, one of the highlights of Decon, thank you, David Yu. Edward, people confuse him for David Yu. That's them. And then David Yu says, thank you. So shout out to them for that. Shout out to Amar Singh, who said, amazing evening in Miami last night, celebrating Sean Penn and Ann Lee's charity correspondence. He said his auction contribution raised $30,000 for Core Miami. So again, shout out to Amar Singh, always doing philanthropic events. I cannot believe Wes got the number 69 Shuri airdrop. I am so heckin' jealous of Wes. He might be here in these comments right now. I don't know, but like, that's a dream, man. That's a dream of mine. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over the thing with Brock again. The person trying to bring Brock down before, absolutely wrong. On, like, am I that scene from Star Wars where Luke Skywalker says, everything you just said was wrong? Like, 100% that's what this person, and this, I don't know how you FUD Veve all the time and continue using their name. Anyway, Sarah Austin said Sam Bankman-Fried should be expedited. He's ushering in regulation, CBDCs, and new rules. Mini Madoff's old-fashioned pump and dump scheme is classic. Textbook equals custodians protect customer assets. Existing anti-fraud laws already govern these violations, yet no law enforcement for SBF. Again, I think it's just, you're just going to have, it's going to take some time just for the paperwork. First off, okay. Immutable X tweets out, you can now make an offer on any asset and sellers can agree upon a price proposed by a buyer. This functionality will be enabled across all marketplaces in our ecosystem. What does this mean for Veve? Basically, this means that you can go and list something in the market for a crazy amount, you know, $10,000 worth of Omi or $10,000 worth of whatever, and someone will be able to go and say, I don't want to pay that. Can I pay this? 6,000, you know, whatever it is. And you have the option to either counter or, you know, to accept. Yes, I do like that. Why is this good? Why is this interesting? It's because if you have, let's say like a giveaway that you want to do, I can go and list something for a crazy amount, like 10,000 gems or whatever it is. And then somebody says, you know, and they win a giveaway of mine. Okay, give me 1 gem or give me $1 worth of Omi, you know, bid that, and then I can accept it for you. So that's why it's really good. You know, a lot of giveaways will be redone that way. Hopefully a lot of stuff that I can get paid for, like putting people on my wall or fridge or whatever, that'll get done that way. But it's just another way that we're able, and again, this isn't going to come right away, but it will come eventually. So I'm really excited for that. Moving on. Oh yeah, today we had a 7,500 edition comic book run. I've been talking for a while. Let me get to comments. Yeah. Justin says the host summed up population perfectly. I don't know how I didn't find Veve earlier. Same. Bill Gardner says big news day. It was. Insane says yeah. Okay, so let me go and do something here. Let me go to my thing and ask everyone to smash that like button. That is a free way to help support the channel. Would absolutely love that if you did that. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that thanks button, and super chats. Anywho, where was I? Oh, my friend's in Vegas right now. I want to go, but I'm in Virginia. Okay. Mike A says, Big Daddy Chavez. Love that. Are you worried about ETH being classified as security? No, not at all. But I'll finish saying, are you concerned about ETH being classified as security by the FCC and therefore all platforms on top of ETH are security as well? Question mark. Gomi is not based in the US, but could be bad. No, that's it. Look at the Howey test. That doesn't meet that at all. Gary O is good evening, writing. Good evening, Gary O at 1234CA3 on Twitter. Crypto versus hey Randy, how you been, man? I'm doing all right. I'm a little tired. It's a new month. I am, you know, I'm gonna level with you guys. You know, I have 150 million Omi, but I'm so tapped out. Unless I get another, unless I sell some, and you know, I could sell some more stuff. I could do whatever, but you know, anything after this, if I do get any after this, it's just gonna be for trading. Like I'll buy some Omi now, maybe, and then I'll sell it for taxes next year, or I'll sell it for you know, getting to originally 50 was a lot, and 69, then 100 was like whoa, but getting to 100, like this aged me. Getting to 150 million Omi, that's, you know, and now it's easier to get it. I've just been at this for so long. I don't think I'll be able to go and get a ton more, if any. I will try to enjoy myself. I'll try to relax a little bit more. Maybe I'll get a little more. I don't know. We'll see. Vivi Magic says, meow, 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 can't hang. Want to say hi, fam. Oh, I love you, Magic. Z says, smoke, token that good stuff, listening to the Vez at 10:40 p.m. Sniping Scotty Youngs. Dude, my man. Scotty Young is such a great artist. Jean says, hello, Vivi Omi fan. Why, hello. Justin says Elizabeth Warren is trying to get a discount. That's a good one. It's a good one. Nicolara says 5 million Omi good enough. I mean, it depends what you want to do. I mean, going on off of before. Let me read you a couple of things that I A couple of things that I was saying before. Okay. Yeah. Just once more. Most of the top 10 cryptos, in my opinion, will have $1 trillion market cap in the 2030s. Omi should be in the top 10, if not close. If we burn just 72% of what Rhys thinks we can do, that's less than 200 billion in the supply. So $1 trillion market cap is a $5 Omi. So even at 20 cents, if you have 5 million Omi, and I don't know, Nikwara, how old you are, but it's possible that we get to 20 cents this next bull run. I think it'll happen, but God's Entry does not believe so, and Taps Trades does not believe so, and those are two people that are generally very good at price predictions and where things go. So I've given you all the news there, all the views. I would say by 2028, 2029, if Omi is not 20 cents by 2029, I'll sell a million Omi and I'll just donate it to your favorite charity, Nick Morrow. I think it's possible Omi gets there this bull run, but again, I don't know how old you are, Nick. If you can wait until 2029, you'll probably have over $1 million. Set it and forget it. Not financial advice. I don't know what else you have going on, but yeah, that's very, very, that's good. Millions of Omi is good. Insane says at Nikwara, no more. You need at least 10 million. Insane. I mean, not a bad goal. Omi Daily Burn says Captain Veve. Yes. Insane says to get to 1 million in US dollars. Well, I mean, you could have 1 million Omi, and when it's $1, you'll have 1 million, Tony Mastonin says, good early morning from Finland. What's up? PBS Kid says, hey, Randy, just wanted to share that I was able to meet Ron English today. Shook his hand, spoke about Vivi and David. What a cool guy. I'll have to catch your replay for your response later. Cheers, cheers. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I had dinner with him in New York a couple months ago, back in October. And we were walking to the Veve after party, and there was this dude chilling like on the sidewalk, just like, he was just chilling, bobbing his head. He's like, is that Ron English? And I was like, you recognize Ron English? He's recognizable, at least on the streets of New York. Nick Juarez says that insane damn. Raythax, thank you so much for the super chat, saying Veve, Earth2, and ENS domains for the win. Keep the faith and buy the dip. That's what I'm doing, brother. Justin says last month of 2022. It was a rough one. Not gonna lie, might be in for some rough times ahead in 2023, but you can survive the storm. Gonna be okay. We've been here before, guys. Everyone in finance has been here before. You can survive. I will survive. Jason Lawrence, thank you so much for the comment, saying LA City Fire Department says, let's get this bread. Sprite and whiskey, let's go. VV Magic says, hi, Jason, see you soon. Jason Lawrence of the LA City Fire Department is doing something for charity in the next week, I think. And Vivi Magic I think she's gonna bring a goat, or she's gonna bring animals. She's gonna do something. So shout out to her being super, super charitable. Magic, I love you. Louis Francis says UK in the house. Justin says 2026 a bear market. Maybe, we'll see. Jason Lawrence says, see you Sunday, Vivi Magic. Oh, it is Sunday. Cool. Jeremy Housen says, who caught one of these from the start? Just a quick 1.5x catch up and I'll be good. How we going, Vivi fam? What's up, Jeremy Housen? Glad you got this from the start. JKRB says, let's worry about how to get Omi to 10 cents before going to $1. Well, we know how to get there. Definitely buying more Omi. It's so cheap right now. Heck yeah. It's going to be such a good couple of years. Insane says, yeah, I mean, I get these mind games, but all hypothetical, but still petty little mind games, yeah. Freddie Mercury, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Hello, Randy. Insane says, yeah, sad that he parted from Veve. Gabriel Druin says, selling Namor at 350 was the move. Yeah, I misread the caption, where I thought it was if you had a Namor at, midnight on Monday, then you would get the airdrop. So I had two Namors, and I see it go up to like 330, 340, whatever. So I sold it at 330, or I sold one of them at 330, and then I bought it back at like 180. I was like, oh, this is dumb. Only then did I realize that it said you have to hold it from this time to this time, and I only held one from this time to this time. The other one I sold in the middle, and it's like, so I bought the, my Namor, which I sold for 330 ish, bought it back for 180 because I misread it. So I only got one airdrop, which is fine. It's okay. My mistake. Yeah. Justin says, could Todd sink Todd? No. Justin's like, oh. Big A says, Randy bringing up Tesla Q group. I miss trolling those guys, dude. They're so freaking stupid. It's like, what? The FUD group known as Tesla Q would be like, oh yeah, Elon has funky accounting and it's illegal. He's going to be arrested for his funky accounting and Teslas go on fire. It's like, okay, a lot of vehicles go on fire. Teslas go on fire a lot less than other vehicles. Tesla is the safest on the road. Tesla has not only just the safest as far as crashes, but if you have no safety features on and no full self-driving, Teslas in general crash less than any other car. I think one crash every like million miles or whatever. If you have the safety features on, it's like crash once every 2 million miles. And if you have full self-driving on, it was crashing once every like 4 million miles. Whereas most cars, they crash every like 400,000 miles. But that was before the update. So Teslas now probably crash less than it was before. So I would say once, full self-driving, probably once every like 6 million miles, give or take. Anyway, Tesla to the moon. Carlos Castrojon says, quick question. If I stake my Omi, will I get them back once the expiration is finished? Yeah, of course. Omi Daily Burn says, you don't mess with Brock. You don't. Nomad Guitar says, let's go. I noticed that the supply of my favorite collectible is decreasing. The price is the same at the floor. Very interesting. You talking about Mira? Nomad Guitar says, can't wait for Tesla's cell phone. Gonna be sweet. Same. Nomad Guitar says, get on Rumble app. No censorship. I'm on so many apps. I don't want to get another one. But yeah, Tesla phone would be legit. I don't think he's going to war with Apple, though. I hope not. Justin says, Tesla phone on Bluetooth. See your brain. I mean, the Neuralink came out today. I thought that Neuralink would only help, let's say if you were born, I won't say normal, if you were born able-bodied, fully able-bodied, and you lost your ability to walk, or you lost your sight, or you lost whatever, that you would be able to get it fixed via Neuralink. But he says that you are able to go and even if you were born without sight, even if you were born without smell, you get a Neuralink, will be able to fix that. And it's like, what? They're literally giving sight to the blind. I love him so much. He does so much for humanity. Darth Chaos, hello there. General Darth Chaos. Kelly Boudreaux says, ooh, interesting. I got the 1050 mint today. I would keep that just in case. Omi Daily Burns says, nice. Enlightened Indigo, aka Vivi Sensu, says, big brain, 100%. Ted D says, time for Elon to create the Star phone with Starlink. You might do that. You might do it. Austin Shim got mint number 52. Oh, that's epic. Congrats, brother. Harish S says, missed the beginning. Randy, it looks like you're not home. I'm not. I've been in Virginia the last couple of days with a buddy of mine. I'll be back on Saturday-ish. I'll be having Eva from Viviversity on the podcast on Sunday. Let me see what time. She'll be on Sunday. I actually don't know what time yet. I'll keep you all posted. I'll be in New York next week, doing a couple of things, and then I have I'll be somewhere else end of next week. Kelly Boudreaux says, I hope Tesla eventually makes RVs. That would be sweet. I mean, you have the Roadster. You have the Cybertruck, you have the Semi. There's so much that's coming out. I mean, probably do Cybertruck first, make a lot of money, and then the Roadster. Roadster is going to go from the base model, be 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, but it's going to have the air thrusters from SpaceX on it. So, the souped up model will go 0 to 60 in 1.2 seconds. It should actually fly. Yeah, it's going to be insane. JL says, I'll be buying some Omi on the next big dip. Get it. Looking for 00085. I hope it gets there. And again, Kelly, I hope Tesla eventually makes RVs. Yeah, that'd be dope. Harsha says, people have been calling for 0006 Omi, some even 0004. I don't know what to expect. I mean, we were really down to 0007, 75, whatever it was, mostly because we had that one person that got hacked from FTX. They got liquidated in a bad way. They needed to sell something that was in profit, and that happened to be Omi. And then obviously, we know who bought it, and who bought it. That's why we were down so much, was because that particular account happened to be selling, $1 billion, $2 billion Omi, and when someone bought it, obviously we were suppressed because of that, and when that person bought it, it went up a ton. Crazy Dan 420 says, as a side note, did anyone else get the McFarlane digital drop? They gave me 8 NFTs, which is cool. We'll see how they do in the future. I did not. I think Todd McFarlane is a very cool dude. It's just unfortunate that someone in that company was paying people in the Veve community to FUD. But again, that is no shade against Todd McFarlane. He seems like a great guy. And it's kind of unfortunate that a lot of people says, okay, I'm done with the McFarlane community. I'm giving my NFTs back, and just because, again, it's not Todd McFarlane's fault. I doubt he gave that order. I think it was just someone in that community that was doing that. But yeah, Howard Chess, that Omi, the reason we got down to 0007 is because we were suppressed kind of bad. I don't know if it really should have ever been down there. I mean, if somebody wants to sell $1 billion Omi again, yeah, it'll probably get down there. Bitcoin capitulates, goes to like 12.5, 11, whatever it goes to. Then you would have I could see Omi. I mean, even though it shouldn't, Bitcoin has nothing to do with Omi, but it all tracks. So we'll see. Insane says, I hope you don't misinterpret my chats. It was about the FTX stuff. What were you saying about the FTX stuff? I forget. But no, you're good. You're good. Omi Daily Burn says, so the Black Panther will have 1063 total editions. Then a field is showing 90 burned editions, reflecting the 973 total editions, but 833 will be circulating. Yes, correct. Harris says, I got a spawn rare. Looks super cool. Legit. Omi Daily Burn says, so confusing to most. Crazy Dan 420 says, nice. Brittany! Oh my god, I was just talking about you in a roundabout way. I didn't mention you, but I mentioned, never mind. Says, hey to Randy in chat. How's it going, Britt? Hope you're doing fine. Harris says, what's up? Insane says, yeah, it's understandable that guys like Todd McFarlane do their own thing, but you have bad apples in every community. That's why you have to be engrossed in the community, in all communities, to see that, okay, most people are really, really awesome, and they're really cool, and you want to spend time with them, and you want to love them. And then, there's some people that's like, okay, Anyway, NFC Jeremy says, hey, Randy, when were you in the Air Force? I was LRS, but stationed in Spokane from 2012, 2015, and Aviano 2016. I was actually at your base in 2016. I wasn't serving there. I was taking leave. I hopped on a Space A flight, and I got there. I was from 2012 to 2016. When I was deployed, I was LRS. I was in the logistics readiness squadron. But in McGuire, where I spent most of my time, I was in the aerial port squadron in the 305th APS at McGuire. I was in the 386 ELRS over in Kuwait in Ali Al Salam. But I was there in 2016 because I had so much. I was on night shift for so long at PAX. I just didn't get any time off. I missed a friend's wedding. It was horrible. And when I got moved over to Ramp, I didn't know the job 100%. So I didn't want to take leave when I didn't really know the job 100%. I had to get my 60K up to snuff, had to get the Halverson up to snuff, and chaining down vehicles and chaining down everything. And then I deployed like 2 months after I got there. So I deploy and so I had, I think, like 60 something days of leave. So I went to Europe twice. And once, I forget what month, I think it was in October or November. I went to, I remember in 2016, I scheduled my terminal leave, like me getting out of the military. I scheduled that day to coincide with the release of Pokemon X and Y. So the day that released, I took a space A hop to Germany, and to Ramstein, and I just hopped all over the place. Went to Aviano. You might know Sword. NFT Jeremy, comment down below if you knew Sword. Zachary Sword. He passed away earlier this year, but he was 2T2 as well, and he was at Aviano for a while. Might have been, yeah. Harish S says, "Hold on, you are Brittany that had a fall on Randy's stream, right? Oh my god, I have to take a picture of that. Oh my god, in Brittany's Walmart chair, like emotional damage." I have to go and message our group chat. So me and Brittany and a couple of other peeps. Hang on, I have to find it. I have to see where it is, and I gotta be at. I don't even have to tag anyone. They'll know about it. Yes, she had that epic fall. Crazy Den 420 says Trevor. Sorry, I almost died. Carlos Castron says next year will be big. It's gonna be great. Not a bot says if your NFT is not on Veve, not interested. Yes, Brittany was the one that had the fall, and Brittany's watcher. Emotional damage. Whoever runs that account, I love you so much. You are. I remember one day where I had to get up for something. I had to, okay, guys, I'll be right back. I had to get up to get a drink or go to the bathroom or something. And I come back to a comment from Brittany's Walmart chair saying, everything reminds me of her. Because when I got up, all you saw was the chair. It's just the greatest thing. Big A says, just went to Twitter to catch up on the redacted incident. Yeah, that's great. Kelly Boudreaux, does anyone know when Veve is coming to Toronto? So I regret not going to Decon. I still regret not going to, yeah. So this is not confirmed yet. It's not official, but Toronto Comic-Con will be the 17th through the 19th. So yeah, that's, but again, it's not confirmed that they're going. It's just they're leaning that way. Harish F says, Brittany's chair, lol. NFC Jeremy is awesome, man. I was vehicle ops. Okay, so you were, yeah, my friend Tolliver did that. That was cool. That was fun. Dude, 60Ks, do they break in Aviano as often as they break in McGuire? They were down. We never had a full set of 60Ks. They're always down. Harris says, does Toronto have a decon? Well, it's a Comic-Con, but yes. Just NFTNB says, Secret Alligator Loki, you still feeling it, or have thoughts changed? So I have sold a couple, but I've made the promise or declaration that let's say I sell 10, which I probably won't sell 10, but let's just, if I sell 10, I'll buy 12 back. If I sell 4, I'll buy 6 back. If I sell 8, I'll buy 10 back. So it will be an overall net positive for the Secret Rare Alligator Loki community. Eventually I can get more Omi. And then with those profits, I'll buy a bunch more a bunch more of the Lokis when I get back. Kelly Boudreaux is not sure if it's a decon event. No, I think it's just like a Comic-Con. But I heard Toronto's should be one of the next stops, yes. Harsha says, okay, maybe they will go there next spring. Yeah, it should be March. If they go there, it'll be March. Crazy Dan says, yep, it's Toronto in March. I don't think it's a decon, though. Kelly is just a few months away then. Somewhere Brittany says, I am the Brittany of the fall, and that is my chair. Hey, chair. Austin Skyme says, LOL. Insane says, what are your thoughts on what will be the biggest driver of all implementations that Veve can give, like OUP, MCP, etc.? Probably OUP, but within OUP, well, I'll say this. Out of OUP, the two things I'm most bullish on is staking and tickets, like bronze tickets that you can buy for drops. Those bronze tickets are going to go so fast. The people are going to go so hard on them. And when staking happens, suddenly you're going to see hundreds of millions of Omi, if billions and billions, if not tens of billions of Omi being locked up for staking. People will do that all the time. And in conjunction with that, you're probably going to have staking and buying land for the Veveverse happen around the same time. You're probably going to have, like, okay, let's put it this way. Yuga Labs raised over $100 million. Virtua raised like 79 million, give or take. If you have Veve, which arguably is going to be much bigger than Virtua and probably Yuga Labs, probably even put together, especially with the IP that they have. And guys, what you saw at Decon, that Veveverse, that's not what people are going to be buying land for. It's cool, and everyone's going to enjoy it. There's more coming, and they're going to be buying for the reasons that are coming. Because again, that's the first iteration. If you have $100 million, oh my god! If you have $100 million worth of Omi being spent and burned, that is probably going to be one of the biggest factors. Anyway. Harris says, haha, you took that fall as a champ. She did. She totally did. Justin's crying. Empty Jeremy says, didn't know sword, but damn, rip. Yeah, homie. Somewhere Brittany says, thank you, Harris. I am taking a bow as we speak. Encore. Harris says, Brittany says, Toronto Decon will be March. Oh, it's the 13th to the 17th? I thought it was it's going to be during the week? I thought it was the 17th. All right, maybe I'm wrong. Somewhere says Veve not officially announced for Toronto Decon, but whispers of them being there. Kristen Finney says you ignored me at Decon. There's no way. I did not mean to ignore anybody. I could have sworn if someone came up to me, be like, hey, brother or sister, or whatever you identify as, say like, how's it going? If I did, I completely did not mean to. I swear, if you came up to me, I could have sworn, like if you said hey, but two people said hey at the same time, and I only heard one, and I turned my head. I'm completely sorry if you felt I ignored you, or if I did ignore you. Definitely not my intention. Clearly. Also, Simon says, do we have an update on metadata? Not yet. Hopefully shortly. Harris says, wasn't metadata supposed to be done by end of December? I'm not sure. We will get crypto pay-in at some point in December. Not sure when, but give it a couple weeks. Hopefully for my birthday. Also, Simon says, no, end of November. Well, the end of November's gone, so. Harris says, oh, have checked Immutable X then. And Sane says, yeah, that bronze tickets will be huge for crypto pay-in. I'm a little concerned. But for collectibles, it is big. Even I can put another 1K into Veve when there's crypto pay-in. Yeah. I can't wait for that. And that happens soon. Mrs. J. Kill. Hearts. Are we doing well? Some girlfriend says, no, I lied to you. Toronto is from the 17th to the 19th. I did not write that in my calendar wrong. You, Missy, or you, Miss Some Girl Brittany, are like Rory Gilmore that writes the dates down wrong when she has to be at Yale orientation. Like, shame. I'm joking. I love you. Kelly Boudreau says, excellent. Canada makes sturdy chairs. Hope to see you all there. I hope to see you all there too. Thank you for being a part of stream for 1 minute. You guys are my friendos, my awesome sauce. Harris is laughing. Some girl Brittany's laughing. Anyway, I've been going on for about an hour. Let's keep going a little longer. Let me take some comments here. Please. Let's see what we have on the Some girl Brittany says Randy too right with my Rory Gilmore. I've seen that show way too many times. I have no comments on the YouTube, which is great, fantastic. Should we take a message from Twitter here? No, we got a comment on Twitter. Humdog saying 10 years is way too long. They need to burn a ton of tokens to get that price up next bull run. We will be up significantly from here, even without burns. But yes, we will burn a ton next year. Big A says, why are you in Virginia? A buddy of mine's checking out a property down here, and he just wanted to hang. And I said yes. And I haven't, not that I said I haven't been a good friend, I just haven't, so the guy, Mark, that I used to, that I'm here with, he's been on the podcast too, Dr. Mark Nunez. Let me show you it's like one of my first podcasts. I think if you just type in Mark Nunez, he might come up. No, he does not. Oh yeah, if you type in Mark Nunez, it's Chavez podcast number 3 with Dr. Mark Nunez. Oh my God, look how long that was 2 years ago. Let's take a look at it. Maybe it's not loading. I'm not sure.
So you think that's a reason for a higher suicide rate among veterinarians?
Oh wow, we going deep.
Yeah, part of it is.
He does not have that beard anymore.
You have what's called compassion fatigue. We get beat up.
But that was made on. Dr. Mark Nunez is a veterinarian that owns 2 hospitals in the Long Island area. Here's what he has to say. This was made September 5th, 2020. What are the comments on this? Oh, someone saying, Peter Hoyce learned so much watching the podcast. Anyway, I've known him for over a decade, and he's like a brother of mine. I met him and his ex-wife at a Christmas party way back in the day, and we just hit it off. And I didn't know he was going to start working at Levittown Animal Hospital, but he did, like that next month. I was like, Mark? And he's like, Chavez? I was like, I work here. He's like, you work here? I work here. I was like, So that was great. And then, I got really close to him and his ex-wife and his daughter, and he's former Air Force as well. So when I mentioned, I was thinking about going into the military, he's like, okay, well, here's what you prepare for, is what to do, and gave me a lot of advice. And he had wound up buying that animal hospital that he worked for, and then buying another as well, as I was leaving. And then I left to go to the Air Force. He's good dudes, we kept in contact. And then when I got out, late 2016, he says, hey, where are you gonna live? I was like, dude, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm not sure yet, but I want to do this. I want to do X, Y, and Z. And he said, come live with me. It's like, so I lived with him for a little while. I live in Huntington for a little while, and then I lived back with him. So I think I've lived with him for like 2 years, give or take, maybe even longer, 2.5 years, and 3 years. And he's just, he's my brother. Like his daughter is like my best little buddy, and he remarried again. But he's just, and unfortunately, over the last couple of years, I've been so busy, having like 2 businesses and trying to start YouTube, and then have a girlfriend on top of that, and girlfriend's gone now, which is like whatever. But I just haven't been able to see him that much. I've been incredibly busy. And, when he says, like, hey, you want to come down? I was like, yeah, man, I haven't seen you in a while. So that was a really long-winded explanation. But yeah, I just wanted to spend time with my buddy. Now, where was I? That's why I'm in Virginia Bay. Kelly Boudreau saying, having joined in January and buying everything at all-time highs, it's exciting to see things really progressing. Good. Keep the faith. Insane says, oh my God, WTF, look at Kanye, Elon tweets. Listen, I will say for the Kanye, I don't even want to say what he was saying. It saddens me that Kanye said some of the things that he said, but I've it saddens me to hear that he said what he said, and I'll leave it at that. But let's see what they're talking about. All right, Elon Musk. We'll review some of his tweets and Kanye's. Let's see what he says. Oh my God, guys, let's always remember this as my final tweet. And who's spraying Elon in the... I don't know who that is. Spraying Elon in the in the back of the head. And Elon says, that is fine. And Jeremy Padauer says, why stick to making toys? Oh my God, I love him so much. Funny how people use an inspirational picture to roast Elon before and after like this in such a short amount of time, especially, is tough to do. Talking about Elon bringing the kitchen sink. Elon right now is probably like, bro, stop. So Elon Musk had said, I've heard rumors that an electric semi-truck can't be done. We just did it. And somebody repeats that, quote, if Tesla really delivers on this promise, we'll obviously buy 2 trucks, one to take apart and one to test, because if that happens, something has passed us by. But for now, the same laws of physics apply in Germany and in California, end quote. So it says, well, buy 2. And Elon Musk says, this is silly. Only 2 numbers are needed to calculate range: battery energy density and average vehicle energy consumed per unit distance. What else we got here? I really think that there should have been more. Okay, so Kanye had tweeted, Jesus is king, and he signed it, or Alex Jones signed it. And Elon Musk says, Jesus taught love, kindness, and forgiveness. I used to think that turning the other cheek was weak and foolish, but I was a fool for not appreciating its profound wisdom. Oh, that's nice. And Lex Friedman says, well said. And Matt Wallace says, well said. Good times. All right, where am I going here? Smitten Kitten 2011 says, the speculation isn't Toronto Comic Con in March, it's Toronto Fan Expo later in 2023, spring, summer. I could have sworn it was what was happening in March, but again, it's not. Mrs. J kills. Hi, Mrs. J kill. Harris says, time for bed. Good night. Brittany's Walmart chair says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Kelly Boudreau is laughing. Cole T says, take care of yourself, Randy. My brother, you look tired. Your videos are appreciated. Yeah. A long couple weeks. But thank you. Insane says, funny Twitter stuff. Kelly Boudreau says, thought Kanye is a smart enough guy, but he seriously lacks emotional maturity and his mental health has gone out the window. Hope he gets some help. I hope he gets better. Yeah. Doesn't says Elon built like the most normal Ohioan. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, Raythax, for the $20 super chat. Always appreciated. I love you guys. Goodbye. What do you think about the latest Earth 2 news? Very, very bullish on jewels. Very, very bullish on land that produces jewels. very bullish on that they can pivot so quickly. Love it. Insane as heart. Love you guys. Bye.